Yeah, maybe it's just because I read the title of the author of the poem of today. Maybe
Okay.
because it's a girl. Finally, man.
It's Emily
the
Dickinson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
finally
I
a
thought
girl. A girl is always good news. You
I thought
reborn when there is a girl
absolutely.
involved.
You know what? I thought we should do. We should read a poem from a lady just to let everyone know that we are feminists.
Yeah, and to let them know that girls have a better mind than us, for sure.
That's not a bad point because reading. I've read this poem maybe once or twice, and it's very
Hmm.
very profound and
Yeah, of course.
also quite clever in the way it's written. So yeah, I thought it would be good to. And I know of Emily Dickinson. She's one of the
Brilliant.
most brilliant poets ever. So yeah, we're pro feminists here, right?
Yeah, of course, of course. How can we survive without girls?
Absolutely,
It's
absolutely.
time to
Hopefully,
talk about
our
girls. It's the first episode, so let's
exactly,
leave
exactly,
behind us the bad boys of the past and let's face this one.
absolutely. We need some female energy, that
Yeah, yeah.
positivity, that nurturing.
Yeah, their sarcasm, their justice, their beauty, many things they are associated to the girls. So
Absolutely,
it's time.
absolutely. I'm down with that.
Yeah, the
So
bells are ringing.
the bells are ringing. The bells are
Yeah.
ringing. I don't know how everyone's doing though. I feel I should say hello to everyone on the podcast. You know,
Hmm.
like how's everyone doing? Like are they sad that they can't go out and sneeze in public and they can't. You know what I mean? Are they sad that they can't hug?
Yeah,
They can't hug the neighbor that they never liked. I mean,
yeah, yeah, sure.
people are weird. People are weird. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm sad because I can't.
luckily.
Yeah, I'm sad that I can't move freely. Not because I'm not in contact with people. I don't care that much about people.
Now, right?
Right. So this poem is by Emily Dickinson, and it's called "I Never Lost as Much but Twice." I mean, even that title for me is just brilliant. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? It's just different. I mean, I don't know what
different.
it
Yeah,
entirely means. Yeah, it's just like rather than saying something like "I love you" or "the sky's blue," it's just something generic. It's very much like coming from a different angle, like a sucker
yeah,
punch. I like that.
sure,
So,
sure.
um, yeah. So, let me read it. It's quite short as well, which is why I love even more. So, I never lost as much but twice, and that wasn't sword. Twice have I stood a beggar before the door of God. Angels twice descending reimbursed my store. Burglar, banker, father, I am poor once more. Wow.
Wow,
What's your
great,
initial reaction?
man.
Yeah, what's your initial reaction?
Just wow, it's give me shiverings because it's she's speaking about reality and basic things that they want. They are the ones that we care the most in life
Okay.
because and also it's a short poem because time passes, it doesn't arrive, so it's perfect, you know.
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, even the title. So I said I like the title, and I think you do as well.
Yeah.
What do you think it means? Because it's not obvious, but I think as you read it, it kind of makes a lot more sense. But what does it mean to you initially?
Hmm.
Because
Uh,
it's not very obvious, is it?
of course, of course. It wants
Mm.
you to think about things I've written. It's not something that it should be immediate.
Yes.
And yeah, let's say,
I mean, I think what we could do is actually break it down, right? Because even if it's not obvious, I think as we read through it, um, like you said, it's kind of taught to me about real life. I think the evidence for the meaning is in the poem itself. So
yeah,
let's try. So it says in the second stanza, angels twice descending. So that's like angels have come to me twice.
yeah,
Exactly. Reimbursed my store. So it's almost like these angels have come to me on a number of occasions. Angels is like metaphorical, but it's almost like I have a lot in my store. They've given me a lot. Do you agree?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Exactly. And in life, you have thieves, you have bankers, you have, of course, your family
Yeah, of
members.
course.
Exactly.
Police,
You have responsibilities.
politics, and she's not speaking about this because it's obvious. Yeah.
And she's saying, I am poor once more. Almost like by the time you get through all these financial responsibilities, even
Yeah,
let's use, let's,
you're glad to be poor, basically.
well, is that what you
Yeah,
think it
because
means?
it's at the end of the day, it's just about surviving and living, pursuing your dreams in your life.
Mm. I think I get that angle. Almost like, you know what, the being poor in that sense means I have less to worry about.
Yeah, sure, sure.
But my initial interpretation was I am poor once more, which is by the time I have kind of sacrificed and given everything, or maybe not even sacrificed in that sense, but almost like just like I have a lot and I've given so much away, I have nothing left, really. So I don't know whether that's a good
I
thing or a
think
bad
it
thing.
would be I would go for the positive message, not for the other one. Yeah, not for the
Oh,
negative.
interesting, interesting.
Yeah,
Why?
I think it's a positive. It's a positive poem. This one.
Okay, okay. I mean, in what sense? Because even to
Yeah,
lose,
it's a liberation from being different kind of personalities, like banker, father, whatever. It's just
so you don't
me
see those
and my
characters as
soul.
good.
It's just me and my soul. I'm not anymore anyone, any role in my life. You know.
Mm, mm.
In this case,
I mean,
poor
let's take it
is
from a
rich. Poor is rich because you don't need any other superficial label on you. No
are
label.
you a generally are you generally a positive person? Would you say you're a positive person?
Oh yeah, of course.
Are you so my I can tell. I mean, of course I
I
know
could
you,
be
but
suicidal, but I would be still positive anyway. You know. I find
yeah,
some
yeah.
positiveness in the suicidal. Let's say.
That's very dark, but I get it. I get it. Almost like you're gonna. So the suicide is almost like you're gonna end up. Well, your problems will end. I don't know whether you have new problems begin because let's say in the religious sense you kill yourself. Maybe there's a likelihood that you kind of go to hell or something happens
Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah.
Do you have that fear? Do you have that fear at all?
No, no, no,
No.
no,
Why not?
no. No, because you lose when once you born and once you are dead. That's why she's speaking about lost twice. Coming to
Mm,
life and
mm.
coming
I'm not.
and going away from life. This is the
I mean,
way
let's
I.
okay. Let's break down the title. I think that might help. I never lost as much, but twice. What does that mean? It's so weird. It's so weird. I love it, but it's so weird.
Yeah.
I never lost as much, but twice. Almost like I've never lost more than I need to. Doesn't It's really weird.
Yeah, very weird, very weird. But beautiful, man, beautiful. Don't get me wrong.
No, I love it. I love it.
Beautiful.
I love it because it makes you think in a good way.
Absolutely.
It's not fluffy.
Yeah.
The first sentence, I never lost as much but twice, goes into the second, and that was in the sword. What is a sword?
Well, sword is. Oh, I know, huh?
You know. All right, go on.
Yeah.
Go on. Wow,
I mean,
your silence is killing me.
yeah, no, it's a no. It's an insult, but
Okay,
right?
okay,
Am I
okay.
right?
So so it has two different meanings. So you are right. Sword is almost like stupid. So like in Britain they say you stupid sod, almost like you moron.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But in this
A twat,
sense,
like a twat.
yeah, someone who's irritating.
Yeah.
But I can see. I just googled sword, and it means an insult, obviously, like you said. But the other meaning is something along the lines of the surface. Sorry, the surface of the ground. Which I'm not. Yeah, almost like.
So it's a divine word.
Why divine?
Divine
Why divine?
because you're raising up, right?
I think you're caught up in Easter, man.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I don't see anything. Maybe I'm the one that's missing something.
No. Maybe I am. Maybe I am.
Okay, let's try again. I never lost as much but twice. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing to never lose as much but twice?
It's a good lesson, I think.
Is it a lesson or is it
For
a
me, it's a
good
lesson.
outcome? Why is it a
Yeah,
lesson?
both. Could be both.
It's both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could be both.
I think it's a good outcome actually.
Absolutely, yeah. I agree.
And that was in the sword.
Yeah, maybe she is going to regret this the first sentence. I don't know.
Bro, I know you're not feeling too well, but make an effort.
Yeah. Maybe it's the fever consequence. Maybe, yeah.
It's a fever consequence. No, okay.
Yeah,
Let's keep going, right? So, okay, so we agree that I never lost as much, but twice is a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go. So, and that was in the sword. So, sword can be something stupid, right? So, maybe she's saying, and that was when I was being stupid.
For this, yeah.
Right. Exactly. I was stupid in those situations. So let's even go with that, right?
Yeah.
And then it goes twice. I have stood a beggar before the door of God. Okay, so if you stood a beggar in front of the door of God,
it means because you fear to die, so you want to be judged positively by God. So you stood
that's
a
a good.
beggar.
That's good. That's good. I didn't even say it that way. I saw it as almost someone who understands that you need to form a relationship with the ultimate being. Like
it's a
you're
good
almost
deed. It's a good deed to stand a beggar.
in front of God.
Yeah.
So not in front of, not in traffic like in some countries. You're not standing in front of Boris Johnson.
In an hospital. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not crying. Yeah, you're not crying for help from your boss at work or whatever. You're standing in front of God, so that's not a bad thing really, because So in that sense, he's the only one that can really, when things really come down to shit, really, like when things get really bad, you know, you go to God. Even if you don't believe in God, people look to the sky and they go, "Oh my God, what's going on? I need some help," and
Oh
then they don't have
yeah,
the answers.
Mamma
Do you see
Mia,
what I mean?
the same. Yeah,
Mamma mia,
yeah,
exactly.
it's the same.
Pasta. Yeah, pasta, right?
You
It's
beg
like
for pasta. Yeah,
you beg for pasta
you
when
beg
things
the
get
sky
bad.
for some pasta. Yeah,
Exactly.
it
So okay, so
happens.
that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay. So angels twice descending. So she said twice. Okay, so in the title she says twice. That's
Yeah,
once.
maybe one time just to give her the life and then to bring back to the sky.
Interested.
Our
Interested.
Emily. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So Emily, yeah, she's a
Yeah,
genius.
you can
So
descend
we
twice just
so
because of this, not because you forgot to buy the toothpaste at the supermarket. There is something
exactly.
more to move the angel from the sky to come back twice. It's not very.
Exactly.
Yeah,
No, nothing frivolous, really. No,
yeah.
not
It's
something
an
that's unimportant.
exception. Yeah, it's an exception. They do
Okay.
for
So
something so good
angels
like
twi-
Emily.
angels twice descending, reimbursed my store.
Yeah, here it comes the store.
So my thing is this, right? If you stand so okay, I'll go back to the point I made initially. So she said twice in the title, that's one. Twice in the first line, that's two. Twice in the third line, or the first stanza, three. And she says twice again in the fourth line. So she's obviously reinforced the idea of twice, of two. And I like the idea that you put forward that it's almost like it's almost like you're born and then you die. So
Yeah, there is
that's a
an
profound idea. You
association.
come
There
and you
is
go.
an association, in my opinion,
Exactly.
to
Exactly.
this.
And she says, angels twice descended and reimbursed my soul. So almost like after I cried to God, the angels came to my aid. But because of these troubles, okay, no, okay. So I don't think this isn't entirely positive, but it's not entirely negative. So my take is this: the angels came to my defense, but because I live in the world,
Yeah, and
the
it's not my fault.
seventh line, exactly. Seventh
Yeah,
line is, the world is full of burglars, it's full of bankers, it's full of family members who
yeah,
maybe
useless things.
you can't stand.
Yeah,
Yeah, just circumstances of life. Exactly. Just things
yeah,
that just weigh
institutions,
you down.
because institutions, they don't care if you live or you die. All
No,
of these
no.
things. The
They just want what they
police,
want. Yeah.
mafia. It's a mess. This world. So I can
Mm,
understand the poet also.
mm.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly. And she said in the end that I am poor once more. So almost like by the time you go to God for your answers, and maybe He does answer your prayer, and you go back into the world, maybe from your Sunday service at church, and you go through your week. You've gone through all kinds of troubles, as we all do, and then you're poor by the time you get back to church. Does that make sense? Almost like I'm poor
yeah.
again. I need to go back to exactly. So even the idea of
Sure.
twice seems like a multiple figure rather than just simply two. So it's almost like I sit by it as it just keeps happening again and again. And I like the idea of going and coming and going. Almost like it happens frequently, but there's always an answer. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, yeah. You get always a lesson from these situations. Yeah,
Mm, mm, mm. Well, wow.
absolutely. It's
I really like this.
absolutely, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's very touching, and it forces you to reflect about your past. If you have faced the same situation in the past, and we all did, I'm sure
Mm,
we all did. You know, we
hmm
always go into troubles, and yeah.
I
So
mean, in your situation, I mean, when you face troubles, for instance, let's say you go through something that's not too nice. How do you solve your problems? Because I know you're not particularly religious, but you're not like a aggressive non-believer in
yeah,
that
because
sense.
there is no link
Yeah.
between religion and do knowing if you are doing good or wrong. You know, there is no link.
Ah,
It could be an additional link. If you are
yes,
religious,
yes.
you know that what is bad and what is good. If you are not religious, you still understand that if you kill people, it's a bad deed. You know, for sure,
Exactly.
for sure.
But I mean, but to my question, like, where do you go in your mind when you're in trouble? Has Filippo?
Yeah, maybe sometimes to people that I lost. This is true. This is true. There is a connection between me and the people that are not anymore in this world. So maybe my grandparents,
Mm,
please help me, or something like this, you know. So there is a connection, there is something spiritual.
yes.
And being spiritual, it's not, of course, connected to be religious. You could be both, or
Mm,
you can be one or another one. I'm
mm.
spiritual, for sure, and religious. I'm losing my faith a little bit, so I hope when I will get older, I will change
You'll
again. You
find it.
know, yeah, twice,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
Emily, like our friend, the
Yes,
wise
yes.
girl.
I, I like the fact that you are inclined to even consider um you know your mind is open to the possibility of
Oh yeah,
divinity.
sure, sure,
Yeah, yeah,
sure.
yeah. I think it's a great thing. Yeah, yeah, of course. Because I don't think the word is enough. The word is insufficient in every way, as we can see. I
Maybe
mean,
it's a jail for prisoners. Can you believe that? If the master plan is to put the people like us, previous sinners of the past lives in the world of nowadays.
that's a deep, deep thought.
Amazing, eh?
I think
I would
this.
write a movie like this. You know, there is another
I think.
planet that we don't know, which is the paradise, and here we
Yeah.
are in hell, basically, because it is. You know,
That's a
it's
funny. That's a funny.
governed.
No.
Yeah, it's ruled by
Uh,
entropy. There is chaos everywhere. Corruption,
yeah.
pollution. What is the positive? Only the feelings that you can develop for some people, the
Yeah.
1% of the population. So it means that you are evil. We are all evil, I think.
We all have the capacity to do evil, and we all tend to
Yeah,
do evil.
also.
But
Yeah,
like you rightly said, um there's the feeling within us, which I feel is the counterbalance to evil that enables us to make heaven exist here on earth, right? So, as you rightly
yeah,
said, everything's kind of hellish, but in my the way I perceive it, it's almost as though if we all work together, we're not selfish, because all the tools are there, right? It's not as though
yeah.
we
There
don't have the
is maybe
capacity to.
a glimpse of paradise in here in
Yes,
this
exactly.
earth. A
Like
glimpse, but
yeah, specks of light everywhere. Because as much as there's a lot of evil, there are a lot of people doing good. There are a lot of people sacrificing um their lives for other people, like nurses and doctors in this COVID-19 world that we live in. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I think, as bad as things are, there's a lot of good, and it's just what we're fighting against. It's yin and yang. You can't have the good without the bad. At least on this earth, I don't think so. So that's a profound thought, actually. Yeah, yeah.
Tell me what you want. Oh na na, oh na na na.
Are you familiar with her? Like, have you heard about her before?
Yeah, just I dreamed of her somehow in the past, but never bumped into some words. So, yeah, maybe I
You
dreamed of
dr-
her. Yeah, her perfection to be my
Yeah,
wife.
man.
I don't know.
Well, you never
I mean,
know. You never
of
know.
course, I wish to have a wife who's speaking like Emily Dickinson.
Are you
This
sure?
is for sure. Yeah, yeah, quite
So
sure
you mean
about it.
so you want someone who's wise, basically?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
could be.
I'm down with that.
It
I'm
could
down
be
with
my
that.
wife, Emily Dickinson, from the way she speaks. I like this way.
I know, but are you up to her standards?
Oh, this is another. But the opposites they attract each other. So.
So you could be like her project. Like, how can I get Filippo to be a better person?
Yeah, correct, correct.
I'm down with that. I, I,
I
I
can
like
give
that
her
idea.
hope, as she has not.
You be a good student. You be a good student.
Yeah, also, yeah, very
Teach
much.
me,
I
teach
can
me,
have
Emily.
many
Teach.
roles for. I can have many roles for her.
Oh
I
yeah.
will,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Whatever
Okay.
she
Okay.
asks, I will obey. And this is not common for in my mentality. Yeah? But
I
for
know.
her, I will make an
Emily.
exception. Yeah.
Yeah, she's quite. I read her poem. I read a few of her poems like years ago, and I never really went back because I was like, life just takes you away. But I remember that it really, I was like, she's really really good, you know. And when I came across this one, I was like, okay, this I like the title.
So
I
she could be
like
your wife as well, right?
easily. She
Is
won't she
up to
won't
your
bother, she won't bother me.
standards as a poet. You are both poets, so.
Yeah, there might be a little competitive energy on her side. Like, am I as good as Tola? You know, you know what I mean. You know what I
Would
mean,
you,
bro.
yeah, man? But would you steal something from her if she was your
Yeah,
wife?
like
Would you do it? Would you consider?
in terms in terms of work,
Yeah, yeah,
she would inspire me definitely.
yeah. Of course, in terms of work, how do
She
you
would.
manage to steal something else? Come on.
No, no. You never know. Maybe she's she's got a nice pair of shoes that I might like. You know.
Yeah.
No. I
Same,
mean,
same
same
height,
shoe size. Same shoe size. Yeah,
same tall as you. Yeah.
exactly. No, she would. I mean, the thing about someone like this is that if you married her, she would inspire you to do better work. Like
Oh, yeah,
Einstein
yeah, yeah.
had,
For
yeah. So
motivation,
Einstein had,
absolutely, I
yeah,
agree.
yeah. So Albert Einstein had a brilliant wife. Like, she was a great physicist and mathematician, and she actually used to correct some of his work. Did you know that?
Hmm.
Exactly. So Einstein was a brilliant guy, obviously, like, sharpest mind ever. But he had his wife who was brilliant at math, and he also had other friends who were like better at math than he was. So they used to correct his work. So I think, as great as you might think you are, you
Oh,
can
so you would
always
marry her
be better.
for advantages, huh?
Well, on unconscious advantages. I wouldn't say, oh, because she can be my friend and she can inspire me.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly. But if we're married, then it's even more. It's like
But
everything you write
also,
goes.
if she were your classmate, you know that there is a difficult. It's difficult to be engaged with someone so close every day. Like schoolmates or whatever. Would you risk
Mm.
yourself that far for her, or if in that scenario you would stay away from her, just friends?
Yeah, I mean, if it was meant to be, then I would stay away initially, and I would kind of like bookmark her and say,
Ah,
okay,
yeah. Then
yeah,
you
once what
make a move after. You
yeah,
make
once
the
we've
move
all
after.
graduated and we've gotten our our terrible report cards. Yeah, definitely afterwards. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, good,
Okay.
good.
What's
That's
your best? What's your key takeaway from this poem?
that I would say no matter how many times you fall, it's just
Yeah.
about bring back your essence stronger than ever
Mm, mm.
until you die. You know, it's you cannot give up as long as you live. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that
yeah,
because the
yeah.
idea
This
is
is
that
my take.
the world is full of all kinds of characters and problems.
Yeah,
But ultimately, you in my from my perception, I mean, the idea of God is, you're aiming to be the best. Not just that, but you're also aiming to form a relationship with the highest form of good. So as long as you're doing that, yeah, I think you can manage to. I mean, you fall, but I guess you can always sort of repair those damages and get back up. So yeah,
yeah,
that's why I
yeah.
take away from
Sure.
this. I think
I mean, there
I think
is
it's
always
superb.
something to discover, you know, in the life. So no matter
Mm-hmm,
if
mm-hmm.
you fail once, no matter if you fail twice, it's just about to keep
Twice.
discovering because the world is full of shit enough to keep discovering, you know.
Exactly,
The
exactly. All
bad and
kinds
the
of shit,
good,
basically.
the bad and the good, no matter.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
It's a Russian
Yeah.
roulette, you know. One day you discover all the bad things. The day after you will go for the good ones. Yeah, up and
Yeah,
downs.
I
It's a
never know.
cycle.
Yeah, I never know when the good is gonna come or where the bad is gonna come.
Yeah,
I do
that's
think, however, that you can make the right choices. You have a better chance you know, of engaging with the better outcomes, right? With the
yeah,
good
sure,
when you do
sure.
when you sacrifice, you make the right choices, you treat people how they ought to be treated. You're not selfish, you're not conceited. You're more likely to be in a better stance in life. And I think if
Yeah,
even if you're in a bad spot, you have the tools to make it out of there, as opposed to someone who doesn't. Someone
yeah. Your
who has
fundamentals. Your fundamentals.
your foundation, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Tell me what you want. Oh na na, oh na na na. Tell me what you want.